Hello, my name is Lizzie. Each week I'm bringing along a different origami fold to encourage you to take some time out for yourself. And origami is a lovely way of just focusing your mind, making something beautiful and feeling that sense of achievement as to what you've done with so little. So this week I'm bringing along a really special fold. It's taken me a little while to master this one, but actually the principle is really simple. It's a traditional fold. I absolutely love it. I made some snails maybe 8 years ago, and I've got one by my bedside. I absolutely love it. I really like snails. I used to keep snails as pets as a child. And this feels so snail-like. So it's got a nice little foot down there. So it really feels like the right kind of proportions for the foot of the snail, and it's got little eyes, and it's got a lovely puffy round shell as well. It's a real delight to enjoy and to make, and it feels so snaily. And of course you could use different colours as well. They've got a real little character to them, so I hope you're going to enjoy this one. Yeah, so in a funny way it almost starts out like a little flower and then it will change. So this idea of transformation. Grab yourself some paper and join me on this journey to make a little lovely snail. These films, as you know, are dedicated to my colleagues at UCH and to patients, but they're very much for the care and support of anybody who'd like to join. That time spent folding, I think you'll start to feel the benefits as you find yourself focusing. So I've just taken an A4 piece of paper, folded it in half, I've lined up the corners nice and neatly, good strong fold. So then you should be able to open it, do a little tiny nick, and then you can tear that off like so. And all I'm doing at the moment is making a square. So if I take one corner, line it up at the bottom, nice straight line, nice and pointy. That's it. And we're going to remove this rectangle, so turning it over, lifting up that rectangle and squashing it down like so. There we go. Now a good strong fold again means you should be able to rip it quite easily. So little tiny neck, and you can tear that off like so. So you have got a square, which if you open up, it's got a diagonal line. If you were using origami paper, then this side would be the coloured side and the outside white. So this would be the coloured side. I'm next going to do the other diagonal line, like so. There we go. So I've done 2 diagonal lines. Next, I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to do a horizontal and then a vertical line. So I'm just folding that over. There we go, nice fold. I'm opening it up. I seem to like to turn it round, and I'm going to now do the other horizontal line. So I've done the diagonals on one side, then I've turned it over and done the horizontal and the vertical. So you should have a piece of paper which at the moment is kind of almost coming up in that sort of upward position. So all you need to do is push all the edges together, and you can see it's almost like a fortune teller. It's not, but pushing it together and squashing it down. There we go. So you've got it bunched up at the bottom, and at the top you've got it open leaves like a book. So I'm going to take just one of these leaves of a book, I think of it as, and I'm going to pop my finger in down to the bottom, and I'm doing that just to get rid of any wrinkles, lining it up in the middle and squashing it down. That's it. So if you've ever made the lily with me, then it starts off the same way. If you're not happy that something's lined up, then you can again reposition. That looks fine. Right, I'm going to turn now to the back. Same thing. Any of these little leaves, little pocket, pop your finger in, squash it down, squash it all the way down to the bottom. Nice and lined up. There we go. Turning the leaves of your book, and then Again, a little pocket, washing it down. There we go. Washing it there. And I've just got one more side sticking out, so again I guess I'm rotating the pages. I tend to rotate at the front and at the back at the same time, so it balances till I get to this pocket. You'll just feel that it feels more relaxed if it's balanced. There we go, as we all are, I suppose. There we go, squashing it down. There we go. So it should look like this now on every side. Now what I want you to do, where it's kind of got this, this line across there on these sides, I want you to take the top and fold it to the middle line, like so. Do it nice and exact. I might in a minute bring this down. So I brought it in a straight line from the top. There we go. And if you do the same on the other side, so that diagonal line to the middle. This is very much like the lily so far. As I said, it starts off like a flower. There we go. Our next step is to fold this again, this outside diagonal line, and bring it to the middle line. What's going on with my voice? Don't know. I think I haven't had enough coffee this morning. Again, the other side, the outside diagonal line to the middle. Like so. There we go. Lovely. So if we turn through to another page, we've again got the same thing. That's it. So same thing. Bring it to the middle line. Both sides. To the middle there. Like so, and then again the outside to the middle again. So it's that second go, which is different to the flower. Feels quite thick, but it gives it a real sculptural feel to it. Right, so our only principle is we're doing this on each of the sides where it's open like that. But there's one exception. I want you to turn around. One of these smooth sides I want you to make sure that you leave untouched, because this will actually become the base of the snail. So leave one side. So there I might turn the page and I can see there's one facing it. So I'm just going to fold this one side to the middle line. But I'm not going to touch the other because I want to make sure that my little snail has a foot to it. So there are some traditional ones where they don't bother with the foot, but I think the foot is really nice for the snail. Really completes it. So again, I am doing that one more time. Through the middle line. There we go. So if I open this up, we've got this snail, and then we've got the snail foot. Turning it around, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to fold the outside one to the middle, and then that will have left that foot there. Again, I brought that to the middle and I need to do it again a second time. There we go. So, opening this up, and you'll see on the one side it's all bunched up really quite thick, and on the back we've got the smooth side. And it's the smooth side that will become the foot. So that's what we're going to work on next. So we're going to take the top and we are going to bring it to the middle, but just one time. Again, take your time, go nice and slowly. So I took that outside to the middle. Same, that diagonal to the middle line. And I just find this such a charming fold. So nice. Right, this is almost a bit like the flower again, actually, because what you're going to do is open this up. And we're going to make it into almost like a little petal. So we had the sides in, I open those up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to aim for a point at the top. aiming for a point up here. It's all a bit fiddly, but that's part of the concentration that it encourages. And getting this into a nice straight line. So you can see I'm having to put my finger in there, play around with it. It's getting there, it's getting there. And this all needs to straighten out into a nice little point. There we go. So you've ended up with hopefully, there's like some of this isn't quite in line. The great thing is a paper, you can realign it till you're happy. So we have got a little bit there and a longer bit here. So it's looking like that. And actually this will be the back of your snail. I'm just making sure everything's lined up there. So our next step is to take this outside bit. Can you see there's almost a little pocket there? And I am pushing this in, and I guess just a little bit. I'm not taking it all the way to the middle. Just a little bit there. And the same with the other side. Again, folding that in a little bit. And then you can see there's a little pocket there. So what I want you to do is to push your finger in, I push that in, and then keeping that open and then squashing it down. So it squashes down in the shape of a calf into a little kite shape. So it was like this, I folded it in, and then I open this up, that little pocket. I guess I put my finger in and then I squashed it down like so. And I'm going to do the same now on this other side. So again, there's a little pocket there. Put my finger in and I'm squashing it down there. Great. Right, so that's the bottom of your snail. So if you turn it over now, I know it doesn't yet look like a snail, but at the moment this looks a bit strange. I am going to turn a page and it will start to feel a bit more balanced, so it's smooth there, and you'll just feel it feels a balanced position. So next I'm going to give it the actual shell. So to make the shell, this large area back here, I am going to fold upwards, back and forth a little bit. Can you see? So it was lying down there, and I fold this up, back and forth, and this whole area will become a shell. Now for it to become a shell, I'm going to start maybe having it down here, and what you need to do is to start gently holding maybe opposite these things and start gently pulling them out, and with time it will start to become rounder. And it's just be patient and just enjoy that this little shell is opening out. I'm holding opposite sides, and I guess so it's got that flat base down there, like so, like so. I'm doing this on all the different sides. Look at this, it's really, so it's a round shell obviously rather than a spiral, but it's got a nice little feel to it, and quite extraordinary that it's come from what was once a flat area. So you can see I've now got a nice little shell. We need to give it a bit of a face. So this is nice and smooth here. What I'm going to do first of all, can you see it's a whole little area here. The top smooth one I am going to fold underneath, so that top flat layer I am taking and I'm going to fold it underneath, and as I turn it round I quite often like to sort of try to tuck it into one of the others if you can, but don't worry if you can't, just so it stays in a bit really, that's all. If I turn around to this side, you can see it's almost there. You might possibly be able to put your finger in the side of one of these antennae, and if you can, almost sort of flatten it. Each one will be individual, is what gives it the character. So I guess I'm putting my finger in at the side, and I guess I'm sort of undoing it a bit, folding it back, and you could squeeze it in on itself like that as well. And there you go. I hope you've managed to make your very own cute, characterful little snail, a beautiful piece of origami. As I said, you can maybe do it in different colours. They'd be nice to kind of put up a, yeah, they could sort of walk up something, couldn't they? I made a little tiny cute one. I just find them really adorable. I hope you get on well with that. It's a good little challenge, isn't it? It's a traditional fold, and yet surprisingly lively and fun. I'm trying to do a bit more animals. I don't naturally do them so much, but I love this one. I hope you've enjoyed this too. Thank you.